Hello and welcome to Jo-ttack on Titan. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is our Attack on Titan watch through podcast. So this week, this Titan Tuesday, if you will,
Sure.
committing this episode to come out on Tuesday, we watched through the episodes of Attack on Titan, Season 1, episodes 4 through 8.
So just a recap. Jim has finished the series, and I've only ever seen the first season, but I'm kind of going through it again just to, get a refresher on season 1 and kind of go in hard for the rest.
Yeah, as Sam, I'm sure, is probably annoyed that I keep pointing at characters and saying, look, that character's named Ymir. That character's named Reiner. It's because I know how, it's really hard, season 1. Sam watched it, 5 years ago. So
Whenever it came out.
I'm prepping Sam for when characters show back up later.
I think I told you before, I know the name Ymir, and I know it's whoever is. And you told me, it's that bitch character. I got it.
You know Ymir from Smite.
Yes, my favorite frost giant.
So basically what happened...
My favorite Germans that are in the show.
They are, Sam. They're all German.
Except in the live-action movie.
Except one of them is not German.
Yeah.
She's Asian.
But we haven't got to the child murder part. That mysterious thing called races.
So yes, basically this covers the first bit. I think it's the first half.
Yeah.
Of the attack on Trost.
We call it before Boulder and after Boulder.
Yes. So we have yet to reach the Boulder arc.
We have mention of the Boulder.
Yes, they're slightly peppering in Boulder references.
They have foreshadow of the Boulder.
So we basically start out with our characters are riding a little bit high off training still. We
left off with the Colossal Titan appearing behind Eren.
Yeah,
that iconic shot, and then everybody being blown off by his fart gas.
His big fart gas, yeah. There's actually, I want to do an edit. I'm sure someone's done the edit, but so Eren does that thing where he is about to go for the nape, he's really close to striking it, and then Attack on Titan just shoots a bunch of steam out. Or why did I say Attack on Titan? The Colossal Titan shoots a bunch of steam out, and I want to add a fart sound effect, the reverb part.
Because we're talking a little bit through it, or maybe between episodes. But I was because all the named Titans seem to be the pilot ones, but it's just it's the pilot gotta be in the neck, but does it just because when Eren came out, he was still in the corpse, and the corpse was disintegrating. But does he pop off on the ground? Does he have to maneuver from the device that you obviously be seen doing it? Even through the smoke, you probably would have seen some impact marks or someone. Is he controlled in the heel, or he just popped out and just ran away on foot? Or can he control where he comes out?
That's a really fun idea of he could potentially, as you said, you're speculating.
Yeah.
That the named Titans are controlled by people.
Yeah, the ones that aren't just mindless, goofy monsters or brainless monsters, essentially.
Yeah, that is a fun idea. The idea Eren could pilot it from the heel.
Yeah,
that's really fun.
But but he came out of the neck, but Eren did at least. So I'm not sure the other one, but it seems I think the other one just has to be removed probably from the same area.
Mm-hmm. Well, because to me, it makes a lot of sense. Because, so we're cutting forward to, the very end of this little snippet.
We have the little thing of him, trying to attack the Colossal Titan, but...
Yeah, but, just because we're talking about, the nape, because the nape of the neck is, the attack point, it kind of makes sense that, they would be there, since that's, the vulnerable part. You know what to me, that always made sense.
I guess, the cockpit is, the weakness, which should be the most protected spot of, any robot or mech.
Yeah, really.
So...
we jump into Eren attacking and failing.
We get some biology of the Titans and stuff, and the weapons 101. Basically, we get everything that's not the. We also learn about the maneuver gear having gas and everybody just running out of gas.
Yeah, it's a lot of It's funny how the show jumps right in. I don't know. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know how much it deviates.
You only read the end of the manga.
Only the end of the manga. But I don't know how much it deviates from it, but there's a lot of clever flashbacks in this. Because the show really clearly wants to get... This is the meat. The Battle of Trost is the big moment.
The first big action piece that our characters are a part of, and not, the opening scene,
yeah.
The sets the show off.
Also, we have just because we're kind of jumping all around, the death of Eren. Eren gets fucking eaten.
Yes.
That's a big moment. That's episode 5.
We see his squad, which Mino's the only character I fucking knew.
Because she has the pigtails.
Yeah, she has a unique look, and Thomas is a nobody character, but he kept saying his name over and over. I kept laughing, because I'm this is a nobody.
This is
this is the first time I'm hearing his name.
This is kind of the problem with this, in my opinion, is They
The
make a
couple-
reference.
The couple too.
Well, Aaron makes a reference that we spent 3 hellish years in training. There's like half an episode devoted to training camp. Like
Yeah, and there's so many certain characters we got like a tease of or we actually like learned about.
yeah, and it's like literally like Krista and Ymir get one scene. Reiner and
Marco. Was it Marco?
Marco has not. Bertold also.
Yeah, they had the told thing when he went off with just 2 of them to help him train.
Reiner and Bertold, yeah, they go out and they have their little hiking adventure where they talk, like Reiner and Bertold talk about like their town getting attacked,
their origins, everything.
Yeah, they're getting fleshed out.
Annie with the CQC, and Sasha was stealing like so many scenes with the potato shit.
But yeah, it's really like.
And Gene and Aaron butting heads.
Yeah, just butting cocks all the time.
Yeah. They're gonna make out.
But that's really it, and like, so it's funny when like Aaron is like really upset.
No, Thomas
when Thomas gets bit.
Who? I'm like literally who?
Thomas is a literally who character.
But
the emotion I think is
Mina's at least
fine.
was like in the top 10 of the class, by the way.
Mina's also cute.
Yes.
And like as you said, like, she has the braids.
She has a unique character trait.
Yeah. So Mina, I see Mina and I recognize her. But so yeah, we
also had like did the suicide happen in that first episode?
I think that was a little bit. Wait, was it the first episode?
'Cause
it's funny because we used to do this with Jujutsu Kaisen where it was episode by episode,
like,
so we knew exactly what we just saw. But now since we're batch watching them, I think that was. So let me just go through the plot really quick.
Yeah.
So we have
Aaron, basically the entire squad gets wiped out. And Aaron saves Armin, essentially.
Well, yeah. First, what happens is they leave because they were on the wall after
Yeah.
they try and fight the Colossal Titan. They leave the wall. They kind of regroup, and then this is where everyone is like told, okay, yeah, you need to go back in there. Like we have to save the civilians. We have to prevent the Titans from like advancing.
Yeah.
And Jean is like, fuck you. If I one more day and I would have been fucking set for life with my military police job. Then yeah, we have the scene where
Thomas dies. Aaron gets angry and goes off to go avenge him, but only to get his leg bitten off. And then Armin gets almost eaten. And then
Aaron comes in like a bro, saves him.
Yeah,
we love to see it. I just really love like, especially the animation is great.
Yeah,
when it wants to be.
There's trauma lines.
The trauma lines are it's okay. I actually want to bring this up now. So like Sam kept calling them trauma lines. Basically, like every time a character was going through like emotion, they'd have like the thick lines drawn on their face.
Because the guy that like basically told the supply people to fuck off has covered in them.
Yeah, there's a name for the position, but so season 1 this wasn't a thing, but in season 2, because seasons 1 through 3 were done by the same studio, Studio Wit. So in season 2, they have a new, I think it was in season 2, they have like a new role they create, which is like, they call it like the makeup artist basically, or there's a name similar to that, I forget. It's really well documented. Like the making of Attack on Titan is very well documented through YouTube videos, like a lot of like whatever. Yeah. But basically there was one person's job that was to go to like every close-up shot and just make the details look even better. So in season 2, you notice like all the trauma lines are like gorgeous, like it looks really cool. And season 4, they do the trauma line thing still, but it's like a filter. It's really weird how they do it actually.
Trauma line.
It's really smart. Like they create. I remember hearing someone describe it. Like,
an evolution of trauma lines.
Yeah, they like make like a filter or something that they can like slide on the character.
Yeah, but so yeah, basically the supply HQ is fucked essentially.
That's why like everyone's kind of trapped because there's gas.
There's no gas on these people outside the HQ, and then the people at the HQ have like small Titans that was actually big-eyed kawaii 90s anime Titan.
I love the big-eyed kawaii Titan.
And then and like there's basically like there's like under desk surrounded by Titan, and like this one guy just fucking kills himself.
I love that scene because he's so happy about putting a big gun to his mouth.
Like, what a fucking asshole.
It's just I love how like immediately edgy and dark the show is. Like,
I mean,
yes,
it shows you that no matter how much boot camp or training you go through, you're never really ready for the real thing. And the only people that are ready for the real thing are truly like, crazy people.
The Ubermenches like Mikasa or
the
Aaron. Not even Aaron. Aaron wasn't ready.
No, but he was jumping right into it better than anybody else in there.
Yeah, I think Aaron, it's really so like people always meme on the show for having like bad characters.
Well, because Aaron doesn't go in, he's not going in there out of fear. He just does it because he's probably reminded of his mother and like anger.
I think Aaron definitely is like a little scared. Like there's a little bit of like hesitancy with him. I think the show, people like meme on the show for having bad characters. I think the characters are mostly like good. Sometimes
I like Connie. I think Connie's like very good.
Connie's really stand
He's
out.
one
in
of the
this
few
arc.
like competent people or mentally competent people.
He really kind of rallies everyone, not as effectively as like Mikasa or like Jean do, but like it's still like he serves that role.
Yeah, well, Gene went through some shit too with his leadership. So
yeah, he's got his whole little arc
so
going.
we'll get. I guess we'll get there when we actually reach it. I can't remember the order too well, but
yeah, I think we'll kind of be a little general because there's a lot of kind of ping ponging around.
Yeah, because Eren gets eaten. We have Mikasa go off on her own, her adventure with like the rear guards, and like basically like threatens like this fat merchant who's blocking the door because he's an asshole.
I really love this scene.
Very good scene.
Yeah, the whole thing with
the first running Titan we see like that.
Oh yeah, the aberrant. So it's funny because like I remember this translation is like different than the one that because I
could have swore it was like abnormals.
Abnormal Titan is how I remember it from when I first or abnormals.
Abnormals as they say in Young Frankenstein.
Also, I remember like in I think the Netflix because when I watched season 1 forever ago it was Netflix.
Yeah,
and then this one's on. We're watching Crunchyroll. I think they used to call it like different. They called it maneuver gear something different. They called it like ODM or something.
Yeah, it was like abbreviated.
In this, okay, maybe in this they called ODM. Whatever. It's like it's called 3D maneuver gear or omnidirectional maneuver.
They say their
gear,
gear essentially.
Yeah, it's just the fart gas gear. Their Spider-Man gear. But so yeah, I love this little scene. So this really to me is like Mikasa getting a lot of focus finally.
Yeah, when Eren's not there for her to drool after, it's finally she has to finally have like be a character.
Yeah, she's specifically like told that she's not allowed to go with Eren. Like Eren is gonna go to the front lines. She's gonna.
It's like a thing as we learned before. Like they take the strongest people and try to keep them away from the Titans.
Yeah.
So she was on rear guard, just focusing on getting civilians out. So they were like that was the only Titan they see in that area was that one essentially.
Because it's like right by the wall, so it's like way further in.
So, but
it makes sense. Like a really fast woman would make it.
Yeah, and she had a bigger dick than any other else in that area because she literally almost killed. Like, was starting to kill the merchant, but she probably totally would have.
It's really funny
in front of that little girl. She's like, "Wow, that was so cool! I can't wait to murder my first adult too."
Because I think we see this before we see the flashback, so we don't realize that Mikasa is like a literal murderer, like a literal child murderer, but not in the way you think.
Should we talk about the child murderer?
Yeah.
Now?
So we do get this flashback. So hilarious. Eren and Mikasa murdered guys.
Yeah, Mikasa was taken away from her parents after they were murdered.
Like human traffickers.
Yes.
Like, I think it's really interesting that like they kind of have this idea of like humanity's all as one, like we're fighting the Titans, but immediately in like episode what is that, like 6 or 5 or 6, we see like there are horrible people in the walls.
Even with when we talk to the one leader with the playing chess. Or like
he's like a marquis or something.
Yeah, where he's being kept away for the most part from the town being, but like the guy's like really trying to get him not to go in there and everything. He's kind of an asshole. Where like, oh, the people are meant to die. Those foot soldiers. Because that seemed to come a lot too. Where like, yeah, these people are supposed to die. That's their purpose. Like, they're just fodder.
Yeah, they start to get into like classism here because we have like this marquee guy who is like, it's really funny. We have the juxtaposition of the wall, like in
the 3 layers.
We see like the Trost is like the most outer layer, so that's where the Titans are attacking, and it's like hell. And then we take this little jump over to like way into the wall where there's this fat like Duke Marquis guy, whatever. He's playing chess. He's grabbing like a handful of little treats and he's stuffing treats in his mouth. Because they were totally disconnected.
As we learned, they were struggling for food a lot too with all the refugees and everything.
And he's eating his fucking treats and he's not even appreciating. He's just shoveling treats in his mouth.
Yeah,
asshole.
Yeah, you kind of got shit wrecked there. Like, oh, I let you win all those times.
Yeah, Pixis is a really cool character.
Yeah,
he's the bald dude.
Yeah, I remember him. Not Xehanort.
Not Xehanort. I really like Pixis.
Yeah, so
he's a cool. I like alcoholic. He's like a.
He took the wine with him and put it into his flask. I really liked. Yeah. But back to child murder.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we get this hilarious flashback. Eren. So they must have been like 6 to 8 years old.
So Eren is dragged with his dad to the residence where he's gonna be a doctor, and they find the body. The dad is like, "Oh man!" Like he finds the body. Like Eren just sees all this shit, and it's like, "Eren, go away for them out, and I'm gonna go get the police and everything."
Eren doesn't do that.
No,
Eren chooses to hunt these men down.
He finds the house. I guess he looks through the window and saw two guys like talking to each other. So Eren just had a knife, like pretends to be lost, and just knifes the one guy. And then he came ready with a broom with a spear attached to it, and just spears the other guy.
He like ties the knife to it. Also, very interesting, that makes Eren feel even more like a psychopath, is that he lies. Like, when he finds him, he's like, I got lost in the woods.
He acts like a scared kid. But he lied, and this is like premeditated murder.
Literally.
I know these are terrible people that should have been put to death after they were caught, but the police probably wouldn't have gotten there, and we've seen the competency of wall guards, essentially.
Yeah, they're fucking drunks, they're lazy.
But like... Yeah, he just came up ready to fucking murder these, and as we see, it gets even worse. So yeah, basically it becomes like, yeah, there's a third guy, and he goes, shit, and then basically yelled at Mikasa, go murder this guy, just do it, it's totally great.
I love this part so much, because like, this is like a really important line that Mikasa says later, where baby Eren's being choked out by this like 99-foot tall man.
Like I said, there's like this image of like him walking, makes him look like a titan.
Yeah, and so Eren's being choked out, and he's like, Fight, Mikasa. I think his words are like, if we die, we lose, but if we win, we live. And then Mikasa's like,
that's a
neuron activation. Like,
her brain literally sparks.
She literally has like fucking neuron activation.
Her mental trauma sparks off and like, yeah, I'm totally down for murder. I'd love it. Like, this is
so she grabs a knife and she clutches it so hard she literally shatters the fucking handle.
Breaks the handle and like stomps the floorboard down. Like, this is she like, I don't know how she's just like superhuman at child age, and just like, even when we see like Armin get bullied, she like suplexes like a bully.
She also, they say because like later on, like there's a couple like guards that come by and they're like, damn, she stabbed his heart from behind, like,
from the back.
Yeah, how is that possible? How could an 8-year-old girl do this?
And then you can see the knife was cracking too. Like, it just,
she like shattered the fucking thing.
So, and then the Eren's like, wow, good job. And then the dad's like, Eren, what the fuck?
Papa Jaeger is just like, who is my child?
What the fuck? And like,
what did I do to this kid?
Maybe I shouldn't have put all those needles into him like he had in the flashback of like me doing. Child experiments is wrong, but Dad, those were animals disguised as human. Like,
I do love that line that Eren has where he says they weren't humans, they were animals that resembled humans.
I'm like, Eren, you really sound like that villain. I think you're gonna be you became there. I'm seeing.
I mean, like, this is not like a normal heroic.
No,
because like, think about like, anytime a character like saves another character, it is not like this brutal like
it looked
murder.
It's supposed to be like your heroic kind of moment, or like they beat him into submission. No, yeah.
I don't think there's any music. It's like, it's played very fucking seriously. Maybe there's music when she has neuron activation.
It's interesting to see like Eren's dad did not want him to be this monster, but he seems to be becoming one. And like Mikasa is like kind of like loving it.
What do you fucking do if you're like 6-year-old kid murders 2 guys? How do you respond to that as a father?
Yeah, I mean, and your son just says, yeah, those weren't humans. I killed them because they were animals pretending to be human. Like,
I mean, I kind of like, I really sympathize with Eren here because like, he's right. Like,
yeah,
it's
a completely fucked situation.
If he had done nothing, Mikasa would have been,
yeah,
if not murdered, she would have been trafficked away. And you know what they say? Never let them take you to a second location.
Yeah. Also, before we stop with the flashback, they're talking about like how, she's from a thing called an Asian, where there used to be a thing called races.
Yes, they acknowledge races exist. So, okay, this is actually really important. So, we have this little flashback scene where Mikasa's with her mom, she is Asian. And they say that she's pure blood.
Yes.
They say the words pure blood.
She's full Asian. So, I mean, at some point, that's probably when people came over to the city, I guess. Unless her parents were also pure blooded. I'm not sure how many, but Mikasa's like the last one, and I guess.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they explicitly say that.
Not yet, at least.
They definitely say they're rare, but so yeah, her father is white.
Rare finds.
Her father is a blonde hair white man. And
yes, he's a German.
What's his name? Ackerman. Yeah. So very German name.
Yes.
But yeah, so important. Very important. Remember that.
Yeah, Mikasa Oxterman.
Remember that Mikasa's... Oh my god, I never realized that.
Scott
Aukerman.
Mikasa Saucerman.
Scott Aukerman is related to Mikasa.
Yes, you got it. He played the father in the live-action Japanese movie.
He could have. It's supposed to be a white guy.
No one's white in that movie.
But so... Yeah, basically, this is an incredibly important flashback because it's basically like why Mikasa is so obsessed with Eren. Also, he gives her
the trauma scarf.
The trauma scarf, yeah, because she's cold.
So it's interesting between Eren and Mikasa origin with also a little bit with Papa Jaeger and because you know something going on with him, other than obviously from the flashbacks and like the weird flashback with the needles and everything. There's something going on with him. We still don't know what. He's still on his way to find his family. Some say. He's still on horseback this day.
Well, they don't know. They haven't seen him.
He went off on a boat.
He left on a boat.
The boat that goes somewhere.
Very convenient time. He left. Very convenient time.
He could be standing with Sus Squad. So
speaking of Sus Squad, so yeah, we get back into the future. We see we talked about Eren. Eren gets eaten.
Eren gets eaten. Yes,
he loses his foot and his hand.
Yes.
Very emotional scene. I love it.
Yeah. So basically, everybody kind of regroups. Other than with Connie and Jean, and they find what's his name? God.
Which one?
Armin as well.
Yeah.
And they kind of regroup, and then Mikasa finds them, and then that's kind of when they do their new plan of everything. What the fuck's going on with the supply HQ? We need to get there.
Yeah.
And
this is where we have basically all of the
survivors,
the troop. They're they're like the graduates. Basically all the kids together.
The cadets.
The cadets. Yeah, that's the word. And then so they're trying to do stuff. I really like how everyone is just fucking out of their depth. Immediately, it's been 10 minutes since the Titans attacked. People are fucking hopeless.
Everybody but Connie has the trauma lines on them.
he doesn't have room for
Connie
them.
and Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha's too happy-go-lucky.
She didn't get her trauma lines till later. But yeah, Mikasa shows up, talks to Armin, and Armin kind of says what happens to everything, and then Mikasa looks like stone-faced, trying to get up, but she basically wants to go on a suicide mission, because...
So this is the crazy thing, she has no reaction when Armin, I love the way that Armin tells her Eren's dead. He doesn't say Eren died. He says the people in Unit 104 or whatever, and he lists them off
true in mindless military mind mode.
Yeah, he has that's all he can do.
He doesn't have. He's not thinking himself. He's thinking like a military man right now.
Probably just
really
training.
Really reminding of those guys in the beginning of the first opening flashback with the first walls being broken, of when the troops came in there and all just kind of broken and everything, that kind of.
Yeah.
And so basically Mikasa makes a speech saying, "Everybody, you're all shit."
This is hilarious.
The cadets are his shit. I am OP.
She literally says the words I'm so fucking strong.
I am the fucking strong.
I am the fucking strong. It's really funny, and basically they're just I guess we'll follow her lead.
She just guilt trips everybody into going in there. Everybody joins in.
So she goes ham.
She goes off on her own essentially, and gets basically runs out of fart gas and just lands hard.
So yeah, this is the thing. Armin notices she's going too hard on the gas. She doesn't care. She basically, as you said, suicide mission.
Yeah, so she basically crashes, and Armin goes after her to go find her wherever she landed. And yeah, so basically she gets cornered by this tubby Fupa Titan, and then she gets her whole flashback of she starts dodging. She's oh, maybe I actually do want to live.
So I have to say I fucking love this scene. I think Mikasa's character here is great.
It's my second favorite I want to live moment in manga or anime. Next to One Piece.
Just I kind of want to jump back to the idea of somebody watching this for the first time. Eren is dead. If you're watching this for the first time, Eren, the character that is been the focus of the show, he's totally dead.
They did the this directive this is our protagonist. Oh no, a real Game of Thrones season 1 thing.
And so with this scene, we have Mikasa at her lowest point, and then she literally without even her mind isn't even in it. Instinctively, she is keeping herself alive.
She takes her broken sword, like the knife she did to kill those adults at one time.
I think this is such a powerful moment because in my brain, what they wanted to do with the misdirect, because obviously since we watched episode 8, we know Eren's not dead.
Yeah.
They wanted to have the idea of Mikasa's the protagonist. That's kind of
Mikasa and Armin are our two main characters, and Connie apparently, because he's the main trio. In this.
Jean gets a lot of screen time too.
We'll get to Jean.
He gets a ton before the Eren reveal. Jean does have a lot of internal monologue.
Oh yeah, as the rival character, or I guess the asshole character.
He's supposed to be the natural born leader kind of thing, where no one else can step up to it, so he's the guy that's doing it. We'll get to him. Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. But like,
yeah. So Aaron the mysterious
Titan,
the elf Titan comes in there. I don't know why he has the pointy ears, but everybody looks differently. I guess when they transform into the named Titans. But yeah, he punches the shit. So the punching animations are really. It shows like the muscles all glowing up.
I love that effect. This is why like Attack on Titan, I think, has like season 1 in particular, like struck a chord because it is so well done. Like, it's TV anime, but they really focus, like, all the cool animation bits where they need to go.
Yeah.
And, like, there's a part later on where I was making fun of it, where all of our, like, side characters are in a stairwell, like, walking down the stairs. And it's a long conversation, and there's 2 images. They show 2 fucking different images.
It's just a panning shot of all the characters going down the stairs.
It's literally, there's no animation at all.
Hilarious.
It's really funny how they do it a lot for, like, group shots, too, where they just have, like, the shaky cam over, like, a drawn, like, portrait of all the characters.
Yeah. And, so, yeah. Basically, Armin scoops her up, and then they just watch the Titan just beat up other Titans, and it's really cool. And
it's sick.
And then Connie joins them, and they like, they go off together until they'll eventually get a plan, but it cuts to Jean afterwards of like, oh fuck, everybody's like, people are dying here. Like, we have to get to this HQ, but I think at the same time they're making their plan of using the Titan to clean out the outside of the HQ. And then they make a plan, and they go, and they're all heading there, like trying to meet up with each other. And Gene just has his 3 people die on him, and they use that distraction of like his people dying to get to the HQ, which is like, man, that's fucked. But I mean, like it's probably the manga probably use a lot of like real life war stories and everything of just like commanders that had to do what they had to do to get their mission done, and using like. Yeah, your soldiers as, like, bait, I guess, or, like, decoys. Like, that's what happened in war, man. It's fucked up, but it happened.
Yeah, you'll see as the series goes on, like, the idea of, like, total war is, like, a big theme for the series. Because,
like, even boot camp, people weren't ready for fucking D-Day.
Yeah.
Like, no one's ready for the shit you're gonna go through.
It's almost like a Saving Private Ryan reference. So they show, like, the couple, like, Hannah and Franz, I think their names are.
Like that. You called every male character Franz and eventually got the one that was right. Yeah, and she was trying to give CPR to like half a body. It looked like they didn't really want to show because they can't show gore.
I feel like I feel like they do show it later. It's weird. I remember them being like weird about showing that. They don't explicitly show it in this episode, but it's very like clear that
Japan's weird about gore half the times.
It's really funny because like there's a scene later on where Aaron Titan,
they can show Titan gore.
Chest, his chest is like his ribs are exposed, and there's a part where he's like lifting another Titan, and it causes his ribs to cave in.
They even show like when,
and that's like so gory.
Well, they're showing when even the Titans got like cancer faces. You were just seeing like a skeleton face, like it was flesh still barely on it, and like it was really gross looking.
Yeah, it's funny though because they really do. They show a lot of blood, but they don't show too much gore.
If they don't have genitals, you can do whatever the fuck you want them on camera.
Have I told you that in Malaysia, how they censor the Titans?
Malaysia, no.
In Malaysia, in the manga, they actually draw boxers on all of the Titans.
I gotta look this up real quick.
I
got it. But
it is so fucking fun. Friends at home, look it up. Type in Malaysia. I think it's Malaysia.
You made that a thumbnail.
It's Malaysia or Indonesia. I know it's like a Southeast Asian country. Make it the thumbnail. I won't make it the thumbnail.
Oh my god.
Do you see it? Wait, let me see. I think the Colossal Titan.
The Colossal Titan has pants. The female Titan has like a dress on.
Wait, let me see. I don't think
I don't know if that's an edit or not, but
it might be an edit. I've only seen the one with the Colossal Titan. He's just got boxer briefs on.
She looks like she has like a dress on, like it's like the black dress on like the manga panel and like.
They just give her like a big. Okay, no, that's a meme edit.
Here.
But no, the one, the actual manga image is real. They give her like a black bodysuit and they give like Aaron. Like pants or like boxer briefs.
It's hilarious.
Whatever. Sorry, that was a tangent. But what was I saying?
But we're basically talking about Jean getting into the actual HQ, seeing all the supply soldiers like hiding.
Yeah.
And that's when the fucking other Titans come. Too many people, and the Titans just use their head to just smack the wall.
He looks like Nicolas Cage.
Yes, the Nick Cage Titan,
he smashes his face in the wall.
Yeah, and there's another one. Actually, I probably looked that up to see what the other, like...
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the scene is really awesome, and Sam even... I loved your reaction to it. It was... Because, like, the 2 Titans, so it's like... The one looks like Nicolas Cage, and the other one looks like a real person. That's what Sam's looking up right now. And they're both peering inside, like, looking at Jean. in this like supply area, and then in slow motion, Aaron like clobbers the one, and you see like the flesh ripple on Nick Cage's face. It's so sick.
It's a really cool shot.
And then they fly like 99 feet because it's big anime punch, epic anime punch. A lot of epic anime punches in this show.
Jim loves that.
I love a big epic anime punch.
God.
I don't know if you can find it literally might not be like a real person. Like it might just be like a stock
it's just
image.
people just doing edits of actual Nicolas Cage on there and shit.
Commenters, tell us if that funny image of the two Titans is that a reference to Nick Cage and someone else?
Yeah. Also, I used to mention Sus Squad of like Annie, Reiner, Marco, and I keep forgetting the last one.
Bertold.
Bertold. Beast.
I love you. Every time they showed them, you call them Sus Squad because they just stand there. They're like
always grouped together because I know about Annie. Because I've seen the first season.
Yeah, season 1. Obviously, everyone knows who female.
And I've been wondering because they had to go through the plan, to basically have a squad in the elevator shoot Titans in the face while everybody else had to kill the 7 Titans at the same time.
Yeah.
And Annie has to go in there and clean up Marco. I mean, not Marco.
Connie and Sasha.
Well, one of them, she gets one of.
Mikasa gets Sasha's.
Yeah, and then she gets Connie's.
Annie kills. Yeah, which I love that scene.
Yeah,
too. That scene's
and
really
it's
cool.
just like thinking like if any of them like fucked up because like they seem to still get attacked, but because in human because Aaron happened to Aaron, so I guess they aren't safe in human mode. So like if any of them got like eaten or like put themselves in real danger, which they don't seem to be doing too much because they're kind of been standing around the entire time. Like, Roberto was also having a panic attack a little bit, but yeah, just like if they got eaten too, would they have to go like what Aaron did and like break out and like that, or like would he give away their shit right away? It's curious.
It's a fun idea.
It's a fun idea to think about because you having that mindset. And then they get the supply HQ cleared out for the most part, and Aaron they go outside and you see the Aaron Titan getting cannibalized. Which is crazy.
I love that shot.
I want to know because the other Titans weren't going for that originally, but I guess they kind of had to adapt to it, and that seems the only thing to stop the regeneration is eating it. That's what it looked like anyway. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing was like every time Aaron punched, you had to regenerate his hand.
Yeah, there's this like effect every time like Aaron regenerates.
It's very like strands are coming in to like regenerate it.
Yeah, it's like rainbow strands. It's really cool.
Yes. But yeah, they basically kill the Titan form by just cannibalizing it, and Aaron, I guess, comes out of the steam in a very sexual pose. He does the
one thing I love is like he has like a big piece of flesh that's like attached to his face that like snaps off.
Cause I remember some shots from when I first saw it of like when they're even he's in there, you see like the close up shot, you see like stuff attached to his face.
Yeah.
The tendrils, I guess.
It's like it's like a mech. Like that's basically Attack on Titan is like a stealth mech series.
It's a mech show where they're like humanoid mechs.
Yeah, they're flesh mechs.
So, and that just makes it very unique on its own. But yeah, and then Mikasa basically hugs him out of there because she's like, oh my god, he's literally offering himself to me. Oh my god.
I love this scene of Mikasa crying. She ugly cries holding Aaron just because like thinking about like she totally believed Aaron was dead, and to have him back, it's like the most important.
She was so ready to die without him, and Armin's like he had no limbs before there.
But yeah, he magically grew his leg.
He has a healing factor now.
I absolutely love this scene with Mikasa.
So Aaron can now
love Mikasa in this arc.
So Aaron can now take as much damage in human form without like anything to worry about death unless he totally transforms. Which could be a way to... I know a lot... people have referred to Future Attack on Titan as Aaron Escort Mission. He's basically Ashley from Resident Evil 4. So, like...
a little bit more useful.
Yeah.
A little bit more useful.
I mean, unless you have Ashley in her knight armor, so she can't be picked up or hurt. But, yeah. So that's basically the end of the arc, basically the...
At least a little bit that we covered.
Because I know next up is Levi coming in, which everybody's favorite... So many fangirls love Levi.
Hey, I'm one of them. I fucking love Levi. So.
Everybody does. I think his fandom probably why he became such a prominent character in the series. So
maybe
he does. I know for a fact that he does.
Well, it's really funny because like Levi,
I seen his cool fucking moment, and like because people would not start showing that clip around. It was really cool to watch.
Yeah, Levi has like the coolest fucking anime cuts. It's actually funny. This isn't really a spoiler, but the guys who like did the show, they like the ones that are really into it read ahead in the manga, and they like picked out their favorite Levi fight scenes, and like they literally put dibs on them. They're like, I dibs, I get to animate this scene.
He's that character because I know, but he's just that character, super like the strongest fighter, and he's just like has a reputation of being a godlike fighter, and you can't touch him no matter what.
He's
like,
also really tiny though, which is funny.
Other stuff has that. Like Fire Force has a character like that, like Benny Maru, who's just like that god tier character. He's awesome, but he's like he's basically the fucking strongest.
Yeah,
he's the fucking strong.
I think it's you see it a lot in shonen. There's always like the big upper power level guy.
Yeah,
it's a power level thing kind of.
But the character I always fucking love, and I guess Levi is no exception. So
Levi is a cool guy. I mean, he's just cool, and we haven't even gotten to him. We're already talking about him. That's how cool he is. But yeah, so I really like this little arc because this is kind of like the Eren Titan arc.
This is before Boulder.
This is pre-Boulder.
Before Boulder. BB.
Before Boulder and after Boulder.
Yes.
There's 2 Attack on Titan ways to keep time.
Before Boulder, during Boulder, and after Boulder.
We're going to have to go back and edit all the flashbacks. Okay, this is a BB flashback. This is an AB flashback.
The official timeline.
It's like how in Star Wars for years...
This is the new trilogy.
Yeah, no, I remember like on like the wiki, because I used to be a big Star Wars kid when I was like in middle school, and I remember the wikis would all be like, this is BBY, and like the year, and it's like before the Battle of Yavin is like the way the time was measured. I think BBY.
Sure.
BBY 5. It's like 5 years before
measure time after one war, after one battle.
Yeah, it's so fucking.
It's gonna reset every so often. Once a really good galactic battle happens, you can just reset the years.
If only it were that easy.
Yeah. I mean, we're in year 850 in Attack on Titan.
Yes, it is. I think it's like 855.
Something like that. I'm close.
Yeah, I guess they're counting up, right?
I would assume so.
They're counting up.
In this world, they're counting.
But
back.
they have like muskets. That's strange.
Yeah, it's sus.
Why do they have like this weird like
muskets,
Spider-Man gear,
cannons, and weird? Yeah, the Spider-Man gear is really futuristic compared to everything else they have, and oversized box cutters.
Yeah. It's very futuristic. I like how we skip past a lot. Like I don't pause every time we see the little like eye catches, but there's one that explains like that there's like factory cities that produce all the metal. Like
they showed like
the world is pretty well thought out.
Showed the cannon shit, and
yeah, they go through like what the cannon rounds are. It's just like too much, and then later on it just becomes really redundant. Like
it goes quick too.
It does go really quick. I think it's literally if you want to be like a super fan.
It's basically like the big book of like Star Wars characters you get from like as a kid in your library, just to like see the anatomy of everything. And you're not gonna remember any of it, but like, here's where the toilet is, and this is what it looks like.
Oh my god, I forget what it is. This is such a tangent. But there's some podcaster that I like who he's a couple kids like that are like, I guess they're like 5 and 6. And they have like a picture book that's about like a random background Star Wars character, but because they love this book so much, they think this random background character is like important in like the series. God. So they're like, "Daddy, what does this character sound like? Can I watch a video of him?" And he's like, "He doesn't have any lines. He's just like a background character." So that's basically what Attack on Titan is. Just all this background info, because the show is so focused more on like the emotion.
With background characters is dying,
yeah,
just so they can have someone die.
But the show is so much more focused on like the emotion and the events. And it's like very much like how this group of people is like processing this event.
Yeah,
it doesn't really have time, and it's kind of good that it doesn't go into like a bunch of Titan biology specifics. It just gives you like just what you need.
Yeah, because I know what do they call it? We only learn about the basics from like the board about their body being extremely hot, which is why you see the steam in the body disintegrate.
Oh yeah, and we were talking. Okay, we've mentioned that we're watching.
The weak spot in the neck.
I wanted to point it up. So like the steam thing. So the part where Mikasa like embraces Eren at the end, and there's steam everywhere.
Like, this is probably extremely hot, and like the dangers of like steam, especially when the body, like the Titan body disintegrating, when like you only cut the neck really and the fingers.
Yeah, they're always fine around the steam. It's really funny.
Yeah, and like steam is no fucking joke, man. Also,
I feel like they should just be sweaty too, and damp. They should be really sweaty and damp.
You think so, but. Here we are, and then yeah, basically the biology, but because I know that the Levi's group had like that researcher, so like you probably don't find out more until they're introduced, and like every time I know we pop back to them every so often, or they have a prisoner
Hanji, yeah.
So
we haven't gotten to Hanji yet.
Yeah, but I know that usually that's the character where you learn more off of Titan stuff.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Is there
Overall,
anything else?
yeah, overall pretty good arc still. Yeah, pretty good, crazy intro action arc. I guess the first like big arc.
This is like the big tone shift. Like
Yes.
having the total failure of Aaron's squad just getting eaten is like that's like a really big early moment.
I just wish the character designs were a little bit better. Just like for the character gonna die really quick. Just like like, how many people just look like blonde, like short blonde hair?
I mean, I think it's fine because they're supposed to die really quick.
I know, but at least just a little bit something else. Like
they all have like weird piercings and.
Hey, you know, piercing just like maybe a different haircut than the same one. Like fucking Marco had or one of them had one like sus group has like the same look to like half the characters.
Marco, so Marco has the freckles.
Okay, Marco with the freckles.
Marco stands out. Bertold is the one that like. Bertold is the one that hangs out with Reiner.
Okay, is Reiner the blonde one?
Reiner is the blonde one.
So many characters look like Reiner that I thought he was the one that was eaten first.
At least Annie. Annie's like super tiny and blonde.
But she looks like the girl from Hunter x Hunter from the Phantom Troop with the nose. So she actually and has the hoodie. So she's unique looking.
I like how there's also another tiny blonde girl named Krista.
But she's not important right now.
She's got the big anime eyes though, where Annie doesn't have.
She's there. She was there to be the romantic tension between her and Krista. In that one moment that she'll never get a line again for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, Ymir has the line about wanting to marry. She's like, let's get married. And Connie's just like, people are dying.
You're a bitch. Shut the fuck up.
My friends just died.
He calls Ymir a bitch, and that's probably her last line of the season.
Good.
And Connie's being the chatty is calls her what she is.
Yeah, Ymir needs to be taken down. She was so mean to
Krista.
To Sasha.
Do not give her anything, Krista. You can do better, much better. Literally anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I could just go on about shit. Yeah. I think this like the character stuff we get, like I like how seriously it's taken. Like it's very melodramatic. Yes. Like the way that Armin is like shell shocked for like a whole episode after Aaron dies.
Just going to see like, okay, Aaron's not like a normal protagonist as a kid. He's like fucked up.
He's actual sociopath.
Yes. He's actually a crazy kid.
I think it's like we get a lot of really important another thing. Really important little thing. So we have a flashback with Aaron.
Yes.
Where him and Armin have a book.
Oh yeah, the outside world book.
Yeah, and they learn about the outside world.
So also this book, if they're caught with it, they can get like literally arrested and probably put to death.
Yes, and they also, I think Armin mentions that his parents he said like, oh, my parents are gonna leave soon.
Yeah, something like that.
So.
And then he gets bullies beat him up and his book falls on the ground. Like I think he's gonna show them the book about the outside world. They're like, I don't care about this this hot lava, this hot water that comes out of the ground, or this cold water that comes like is on the ground and everything.
I really like the one line where Armin's like,
"There's get that normie shit out of here."
Armin's like, "There's whole oceans full of salt water," and then Aaron's like, "What? But no, the merchants would sell it all." Like. He doesn't understand how big the ocean is. Yeah. Like that's how sheltered their lives are.
That's illegal. But yeah, it's interesting. Just like the outside world is very. Only because they only briefly teased about it, and like that's in like the opening flashback about like there are people. They do have boats where they've seen people do seem to go off like outside the walls. That was like the recon. Squad.
Yes, yeah, they're like the only people.
Yes,
it's like the recon, the recon troop, whatever they're called.
But. We'll go. I'm assuming we'll go. We'll get there eventually in season 3 or 4. Who knows? Whenever we get to because it probably takes season 2 or 3 to get to the basement, one of the seasons, and then you have to get to the outside of the walls, and then whatever the fuck the last season is. So
we'll see.
Modern day.
We'll see.
Tanks.
I'm so excited. There's so many. I was thinking of like. All the little reveals along the way that I can't wait to like.
Have you been noticing any good foreshadowing? I guess going through the series so far. Like in season 1.
Honestly, like
Sus Squad.
Yes, there is like a lot of like really good little like lines dropped here and there that are like, oh yes, it really makes sense that character would say that based on like flashbacks that we see later. Or whatever.
This being a chance for you to kind of like after finishing it, seeing some of the stuff that's probably like laid the groundworks early on.
Yeah, which I think people like kind of downplay Ishiyama's writing sometimes, because like when season 1 was made, the first like they had almost caught up to the manga, so it's not like there was any...
That's why there's a big gap between the first and second
Yes,
season.
that's one of the reasons why. But so that there wasn't like the whole thing planned out. So all like the actual like foreshadowing here is like real foreshadowing.
Was this weekly? Because the event became monthly, I think, right?
Yes.
See, towards the end, it definitely was monthly.
Towards the end, certainly. I don't think it was weekly. I think it might have always been monthly.
Wow.
Because it's what, 100?
I had no idea.
Because, yeah, no, that actually makes sense. Because think about when JoJolion started, and that had 110.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan started, I think,
hiatuses.
a little before then.
Yeah, you gotta add hiatuses.
And Attack on Titan had a similar amount. It might have started weekly. Whatever. I don't know. I know the last few chapters were monthly, because I remember the people talking about the wait.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot. It's so funny, because I read it when it was finished. I cannot imagine having to wait months between those chapters. It's crazy.
And then get the finale that people love. I know they all love.
We'll get there. It'll be out when it's out. I can't wait for the anime to get there.
Yeah.
So, okay, I was thinking, I guess it depends on how long we do this series, but do you think you're gonna wait and just watch the show weekly as it comes out, or do you think you're gonna just read the manga?
We'll see. Depends on how many episodes it is, or if I feel like actually just reading. Because I did the thing was when I watched like the JoJo anime up to like the end of Pet Shop or close to the end of Pet Shop, and I wanted to see what happens. I just read the rest of it of part 3, and then on from there. The rest is history. Because
I think it'd be really interesting if like because I want to maybe do like episode by episode when the new season airs. If that's possible, or maybe
we'll see what time we reach that by and where we're at.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Because we somehow finished early, and we do the live action movies.
We have OVAs too.
And OVAs.
I think there's 4 OVAs. The live action movies, as you said.
The 2-part live action.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. It's too early to think about that.
It is a little too early because like I'm just trying to think ahead because I know tentatively the final season is supposed to air this December.
Yeah, we can't really knock these out as quick as we could with the Jujutsu Kaisen, which we got like watch episode record. It's just more like we had to do a batch and record.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to plot. I'm sitting here plotting like the Sus Squad.
Sasquatch just standing there happily.
Menacing. Happily. All right.
Well, 3 of them are happy. Annie's a little moody.
I love Annie. Annie's like my favorite. I like her big nose, which is very cute. I like her hoodie. This is an Annie appreciation podcast now.
Yeah. I tried to think of a good crystal pun to put in there, but I couldn't.
All right. Do you want to end it? Do you have anything else you want to say about this little batch of episodes we've watched?
I think we said what we wanted to say.
Yeah, I think we did a good job kind of like quickly going through because there's a lot of like ping-ponging between
there's
like places that's kind of unimportant.
Marco shit, the Mikasa group, Marco's group, and like flashback stuff, and then when everything kind of comes together.
Yeah, I think this whole arc is pretty well done. Like we'll call it like the Titan arc, whatever, the Eren Titan arc,
Eren Eaton arc.
Yeah, I feel like the next arc we might get to the boulder. We won't conclude the boulder.
The boulder.
All right.
I love the boulder. He's voiced by wrestler Mick Foley, and he's awesome.
Watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So,
okay. Do you want to...
I would love to do a Last Airbender.
That would be a lot of fun.
The best anime.
That'd be really fun.
And then watch M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender. And then the shitty Netflix live-action version of The Last Airbender, which got the creators to leave before it even started filming, really.
Oh, I forgot that there's one. Oh, no. Can they just not touch Avatar? I know that...
And talk about Korra, the Dark Avatar.
I remember they made like a studio for Avatar now.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to make more.
Yeah.
I wish they wouldn't.
I wish so, too.
I think we got lucky that Korra wasn't a total dumpster fire.
Yeah. Only slightly dumpster fire.
How is it so... Like, Avatar was just lightning in a bottle. Like, The Last Airbender, those 3 seasons, lightning in a bottle. They should just have fucking let well enough alone.
And this fucking cowards for Korra couldn't actually have the kiss between at the end.
Well, this is Korra spoilers, but
they're cowards.
Cowards. Okay, let's end this.
But thank you all for listening to this. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You can join the Discord. You can follow the podcast on Twitter.
At Jo-ttack Podcast. Jo-ttack Podcast.
It'll come up.
I hope so.
And follow Jim.
at King Protus.
You can follow me at GoKaiKun, and I think that's about everything.
Yes, thank you for joining us for Jo-ttack on Titan Tuesday.
Is it better or worse than Jujutsu Wednesday?
Jujutsu Kaisen Wednesday.
Yeah.
I like... Oh, wait, you asking them or me?
I'm asking you.
I like Jo-ttack on Titan Tuesday.
Cause you get tea and you could what?
I texted Sam a few days ago. I was like, should we call it Jo-ttack on... Or no, should we call it Jim-tack on Tai Sam? But that just doesn't
I was
really
like, it sounds
make sense.
terrible.
Because it was... The way you spelled it out would be like... Jim-tack on Tit Sam is how I spelled it out.
Tit Sam.
And that wouldn't really sound too good.
Samton.
All right, viewers, tell me, should we rename this to Jim-tack on Tight Sam or no?
No, they know.
All right.
Well,
thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Tuesday.
And after that, we'll see you after Boulder.
See you or no.
During Boulder.
Yeah, maybe pre-Boulder.
No.
We're still going to be pre-Boulder.
PV?
PV.
Oh, shit.
No, we said BB.
BB, before Boulder.
We're going to be before Boulder.
Get the Boulder timeline straight now.
I'll see you before Boulder.